Hey everybody, it's Melissa Thomas from C2C Stamping, and I'm here to show you our March class, which was the Excellent Eggs class. So I'm going to flip us around and I'm going to show you the cards that we made this month. If you got the packet, I'll kind of talk you through what was in the packet. And if you would like the PDF, I do have a PDF available, PDF only, it's $15. And you can just message me and I'm happy to send you the PDF. If you take the class from me, you do get the PDF included. So hold on one second, here we go. Okay, so I just want to make sure I'm using a new mount today. So just making sure that we can see it. So I'll walk you through each of the cards. So this card is on a lemon lolly base. And we are using the embossing folder from the trio set. So I used 2 of the embossing folders from this set. This is the Basics 3D embossing folders, and there's 3 of them. We used the, this one has the divots, and so they can either look like a chenille blanket or they can look like golf balls. So you're gonna want the bumps to be facing you. And then this piece of DSP is, I think it's 4 1/4 by 3.5. And then you're gonna stamp the bunnies. This is stamped in Whisper White. And so in order to have a really good image with Whisper White, you're just gonna wanna make sure that you ink up your pad really well, and then just let it dry. So set it aside and let it dry. And then this bunny we just stamped, and there's like a little scrap piece of paper in your kit. And so you're gonna stamp 2 bunnies, one for this card and one for the next card. And then there's a sentiment piece, but you've got room to stamp and play with some other bunnies. And then this bunny was colored with the blend markers. So we used the light fresh freesia, we used the light daffodil, the light pool party, the petal pink, and then I used the light petal pink to kind of blend in between them. So let me show you real quick. Let's see. Okay. So when you're stamping for blend markers, you're going to use your Memento ink. So don't use StazOn or anything else. And you can stamp your little bunny. And then we're just going to use the pool party for his bottom. And then we used the freesia for his ears. So I like that this picks up all the different colors in the DSP, which is nice. We're gonna use the petal pink here. I'm gonna use the yellow here. My yellow is kind of blown out. And then there's a little bit of a line here, and so I wanted to kind of use the petal pink to this light petal pink to kind of blend. So I'll use it to blend between the blue, I'll use it to blend a little bit between the yellow, and then even a little bit up here by the purple. And that kind of just helps blend all the colors together so that we have a really cute little bunny. And so I'll show that. So super cute. You can use the dies or you can just fussy cut it. So this stamp set is retiring and I really like it. I think it's a cute one and I think there's a lot of opportunity to do some fun things with it. This panel is glued down flat. This whole piece, I glued these 2 together. This is up on dimensionals. This is on dimensionals. This is on dimensionals. The other thing to note is that I included a pack of the adhesive backed rainbow, what are they called? Rainbow Adhesive Dots. This is 10 different colors, so you can use them as as you want. I would use a variety of them on this one. Use all the rainbow because this one's very rainbowy. And so you have a full pack of these that you can play with, which is fun. And then with this card, I think that's it. Those are all the tips. Just stamp this a little bit to the left so that you've got room for the bunny on the card. So, all right, so that is card number 1. Card number 2. So when you build this card, you've stamped another bunny here. So you're just gonna cut that out, and then you're gonna stamp the thinking of you and just cut that out. So that's pretty easy. This piece is pre-punched for you. So you're just gonna stamp on top of it and then color. And I think I like this one a little bit better. You can see I avoided the rocks. So in this one, I colored them, but you're gonna use the soft seafoam blends so to color this in. And then I would recommend you cut the DSP to a full 5.5 and 4 1/4. When you go in, you can't see the clouds very well, but when you have it a little bit bigger, you can see that those are clouds, and I like that a little bit better than this way. A couple other tips with this. So this piece of DSP is glued flat. Then you have a panel of white that's glued behind there. Then this piece is also been embossed for you in petal pink using one of the other, this is the kind of a crosshatch pattern from this set of 3. This set of embossing folders is not in a catalog. It's actually an online only exclusive that's been around for about a year though. So we've had these, I think maybe since last summer. Great set of embossing folders, real workhorses. They work in a lot of different situations. And then once you've stamped this, then you'll color it and pop it up with dimensionals, pop it up with dimensionals, pop it up with dimensionals. Mini dimensionals work best behind this. And then I added some of the petal pink Rainbow Adhesive Dots. So these are fun. And I like these, they're pretty flat. Like even though this card has a lot of dimension, it's gonna pack really flat, you know, and it's gonna go in an envelope really well, so. And then this one opens opens like this. So yeah, pretty card. This will look nice on the mantle. So I wanted to get these packets out to everybody so that everybody could make their cards now. Easter's next weekend. I know that's coming up quick. So hopefully you can get these all in the mail in time. All right, so card number 3 features the really nice embossing folder. Here somewhere. Yeah. So this is the Layered Florals 3D embossing folder. This came out in the spring catalog. Nice folder. It's also 3D, so you get a lot of depth. And then you have this piece of Lemon Lolly, and then you have your piece of your DSP. The DSP is 3 by 3, and the Lemon Lolly backer is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And then this is Pool Party, and we've used the die. So the die from this set has a couple of different shapes. It has this scallop, which is really nice. It has a zigzag, some curved pieces so you can add detail to the big things. It's got the bunny. And then there's one other die. There's a detail egg die. I don't know where it is. I'll have to find it. It's somewhere here. We'll see that one on the last one. So, all right. This is the everyday label, I want to say. I stamped the sentiment kind of high. So one of the reasons I wanted to show you guys, I like to use all the sentiments, is that they don't have to be just for Easter. So hello spring, thinking of you, right? There's no bunny like you. These are cards that you don't have to use for Easter. Like these are all just really pretty cards that can be used, you know, whenever you want to send a fun card. So they don't have to be sent for Easter. The last one is a true Easter card. So this is glued down flat. This was glued down flat. This is glued down flat. I put this label on dimensionals, and I put the little bunny on some dimensionals, and then added some Lemon Lolly. This color has definitely grown on me for sure. All right, and the last card is probably maybe the most complicated of them all, but it's not that complicated. You can do it. So this is called either a faux shutter or a fractured card, and it's because of the way that we're putting the DSP on here. So I'm going to show you how to do this. This is that detailed egg die, and what we're going to do is we're first going to put down a piece of DSP or a piece of cardstock, and I need to trim a piece because I don't have a piece ready. Let's see if I can find one. I don't think this is a square. All right. So I think the square I used originally was 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. This one's 2 by 2, but 2 by 2 will be fine. And this is just a scrap I had in my scrap pile. So we're going to use a card front piece that's a little smaller, right? So it's going to be 4 by 5 1/4, and we're going to glue our piece down first. So we're going to glue our diamond down first. And you just want to make sure that you've got your points kind of pointing in the right direction, and make sure you've got an actual square, right? And then we're going to grab our pool party. And we just need some little strips of pool party. I'm actually going to get a fatter one and just trim it in half. So depending on how skinny you want those strips, right? This piece is 1 inch, so I'll go to 1/2 inch, right? And we'll just split it in half. And so I think that these ended up being, yeah, 1/2 inch. But you could go thinner as well if you wanted. So you're gonna start on one corner and glue straight down and then trim it. So I'm just gonna add some glue here. Oh, yep, got some glue on my work surface. Uh-oh. All right. So I'm gonna get my scissors, and I'm gonna trim that. And hopefully I'm not gonna end up with too much glue everywhere. All right, so there's our first one. And so we're just gonna have that nice and tight up against there. And let's say that we don't, like the edge isn't perfect. We can always come back and trim that later. That's no big deal. All right, so then this one's gonna go here. So we're gonna put a little bit of glue here, and I can probably put the glue here, just so I don't make too big of a mess. Okay, and then I'm gonna turn it over. Trim it off. And then I need a straight piece. So I'm gonna straighten that out, throw that little piece away. And we're gonna do the same thing, right? So we're gonna put a little bit of glue here. And again, with this glue, right, a little goes a long way. And so I just want to make sure that it's nice and tight before I turn it over and trim it. I might wait a second on that one. And then put a little bit of glue here. That's my next piece. Okay, so while that's drying before we get to the next piece, so then we're gonna get a piece of our DSP, and you can kind of decide, you know, how you want to orient it. If you want all the stripes to go the same way, then you'll have to kind of rotate the piece and use your imagination. I might use this piece for this one because I think it's cute. I think I've got a couple other spare pieces, so I'm gonna try a few out and see, could do the purple, which I don't love as much. I don't love that one. So I think it's going to be the daisies. I think the daisies are cute. All right. So now that these two pieces have dried, I'm going to go ahead and trim them off. And there's a couple of different ways that you could do this. I think, you know, I like to think I pick the easier path, you know, forward, but who knows. All right, so this piece, we're going to butt this right up against here. So I'm gonna put glue here on the card front panel, right? And then that's going to let me kind of take this piece and rest it up against here. Once I feel good about that, then I can come in with my scissors and I can trim that edge. So I can just come here and I can trim. Now I'm not trimming super far in because I want to preserve it so that I can actually keep using this piece over and over again. So you'll see. So okay, and now I've got a piece done here. So now I'm going to kind of mess around and see if I can get a piece here and see how I'm going to have to trim that edge anyway. So no big deal. So again, a little bit of glue, right? We're going to kind of just rest that up against that. So some people will do different patterns on each of the 4 panels, and some people will do the same pattern on each of the 4 sections. That's just kind of up to you and what you like. I feel like this paper and the patterns are probably busy, so I'm not sure that I would want 4 different panels with 4 different pieces, and I think it looks a little more cohesive. So now I've got this piece, and now I can come and say, oh, okay, well, that would work. I could just run that piece there. Or, you know, I could try to, not there, not there, right, because I'd have to go under there. So I think I'm gonna I'll do this corner next. All right, there we go. And then our last piece, so I've got a nice angle piece here. So that looks pretty good. So I think I'm just going to cut straight across here, and hopefully I did a good enough job that that'll line up well. Yeah, so that'll be perfect. So last piece. You just want to be careful that the glue doesn't come out because it does kind of make a, you know, a sticky mess. It's definitely one of the downsides of working with Tombow. If you're overly zealous, you'll get stuff everywhere. All right. So then we can put this panel, we could pop it up with dimensionals, we could glue it down flat, whatever, you know, makes you happy. But I'm going to put it up on, so I'm going to bring my trimmer in real quick and just trim that one end. So all I have to do is just get it just over the edge. And hopefully that's enough. If it's not, then I'll just go a little bit more. There we go, perfect. No one will know. And then we're just going to add the egg and a little stamped sentiment. I used one of the label punches to make that nice, and add the little egg here and mount it on a card base. And we're good to go. We've got a cute card. So hopefully you found this fun and you like the stamp set. It is Excellent Eggs is a fun stamp set. The paper is Up and Away, which is the it's the paper meant for the hot air balloon set. So, but I think that it makes for some really cute Easter cards, and I hope that you have had fun making these with me. And if you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to help, but happy spring, happy Easter, wishing everyone a happy Easter next week, and I will see you guys soon. All right.